See, instead of the states of AI agents of 800 plus builders and leaders join a 3.25 webinars. So these is are all images, operating system images. So first, okay, first this is a dashboard. Any kind of images was available now. Going to images. This is a Docker Hub account, right? We can go to what's new profile and account and settings and sign new. If you go to new,
అయినా 1,15,000 అయితే ఇప్పుడు 20,000 తీసుకుంటున్నాయి.
this is a search related.
అంతే
అవన్నీ పొదుపు డబ్బులు
అంటే మన పాస్బుక్ మీద రాకుండా వాళ్ళ సంవత్సరానికి 1,07,000 వడ్డీ వేస్తారు. పాస్బుక్ లో
We have to see this search box is available, right? Docker official images, verified publishers, and sponsored OSS. Docker hard-ended images also available. So Docker official images we have to type now more than available. Verified publisher now more than available.
వాడు వడ్డీ ఎంత ఇస్తారు
అంటే మనము
So what is the image? What is the main purpose of image in this image? You know the operating system. What is the operating system? What is the main purpose of using an operating system? Coming to EC2,
మాకు మొన్న 1,00,000 చాలన్నారని
which support the server supporting purpose and maintaining the operating system, we can create and modifying purpose, right? So this is an AMI catalog. So in this AMI catalog, how many operating systems available? See this AWS, Linux, Shoes, Windows, Red Hat. These are the operating system. What is the most purpose of using in this operating system? We have to support at the server purpose. It can provide at the architecture purpose, right? At the same time, in this Docker, we have to available in more images. See, just I am typing one image. Just we have to type the Linux, okay? Linux. So the Linux related images also available. See, observing that. So this image, how to take this image?
లక్షతో
శారీ చేసి
అకౌంట్
ఎక్కడ
So go to Docker official images. See,
లో 10 మంది ఒకేలా తీసుకోవాలి.
any Linux image we have to take. So once I am taking the image regarding this is a public image, 10 million people also we have to using this architecture Linux image.
4,00,000
Okay.
నాకు వద్దు తీసుకోవాలి
This Linux is a simple lightweight distribution aimed for the flexibility purpose, and at the same time we have to create the applications. This is a
నెలల అకౌంట్ తెస్తావా
about of information of this image. Okay. In this image is a lightweight image. Automatically we have to create the file, run the file, containerization, create the containers. Everything we have to possible that. Okay. So first we have to create the Docker Hub account. Otherwise we can search and we can available. Okay. See, observing that this is our image. App 1, App 2, App 3. Okay. And L1, L2 and L3. OS1, OS2, OS3. So what is this image? What is the application of this image? What is the information about this image? Okay, this is a container 1 and container 2. So first app 1 we have to take one operating system. Okay, and next that operating system we have to use the post mission creation, post OS operating system, and next once we have to take this operating system and next we have to create the image and next we have to create the container. Okay, so first the runtime environment by the bundling everything app and plus dependencies containers. So first we have to use the Docker Hub account and first we have to take the images. This is the images. Okay, and take these images and create a file and run the container. Okay, run the container. So observing in this diagram, just this diagram I am explaining again. Okay, so first this diagram observing that. So for the first client, Docker host and the registry and Docker. So what is the main purpose of using in this Docker? Docker is a lightweight process. Docker is a orchestration tool. Docker is a mainly we have to use the server client request also we have to maintain it. Okay. So before the build tool, what is the build tool in before
అదేలే
Maven is used?
నవంబర్ నుంచి
Right?
లెక్క
Test purpose, what is the
నవంబర్
tool I'm
డిసెంబర్
using? Sonar tool, right? At the same time, build, pull, run. These are the three configurations available into this Docker. So client, what is the client? Docker. I'm a client. Okay. So I'm doing the Docker build, Docker pull, Docker run. How do this process
అది లెక్క యాభై
using the Docker build
అప్పుడు
available
ఉంటాయి
in
కదా
server,
ఇప్పుడు వేస్తాయి
the
కదా
Docker pull available into
టార్గెట్
Docker
అది
hub account, the Docker run available into server. Server in the sense like a terminal. Okay. So for the first, firstly, I'm going to Docker hub account, and the next I want to take the image. Next I want to pull the image. Next I want to run the image. Okay. So this is a first step. Build, pull, run. Next, Docker host. What is the Docker
ఏడు
host?
కాదు ఎన్ని
Host in
కదా
the
ఆ
sense
బండి
one server. Okay. First we have to create one server. That server is a Docker daemon process. And the next, how to create the container and how to take the images. So first we have to take the images from Docker hub account registry. Okay. So first for the taking the images into Docker registry. That images is Ubuntu, OpenStack like that. Okay. So after that we have to take the images and next we have to create the containers. Okay. So take the container. After that we have to build. Okay. Pull. How to pull and how to run. So pull in the sense.
అవును ఏడేది నేను చెప్పింది
So this is a image, right? So observing this command,
ఆ 3000 పెట్టేది
copy to clipboard, right? Recent tag.
12,336 కాబట్టి
Observing that Docker pull. Pull in the sense whatever the image available into Docker hub account. So that image we have to take into your regular terminal. Okay. So this is a pull purpose. And once we have to pull the image, after that we have to create the container. Okay. So this is a Docker hub registry, Ubuntu, OpenStack, Nginx. See, these are the all images available in Docker hub account. See, images. And the next we have to create the images. Based upon these images we have to use in and create the images, and the next that images we have to create the containers. Okay. And we have to create the containers. Once we have to create the containers, after that your requirement, you have to do build, you have to do pull, you have to run. Run in the sense, once we have to create the image, after that once we have to create the container, after that we have to run the container. Okay. Run the container. Your operating system was run. Your software is also successfully run. Okay. Based on the work related purpose. Build available, pull available, run available, push also available. Okay. Push also available. Docker images use the client server architecture. The Docker client with the Docker demand which help build, run and distribute the Docker containers to the Docker daemon system of a connect Docker with a Docker daemon remotely. Remotely in the sense these are the all images that we have to take and we have to build, run application process. Okay.
తెచ్చాను
వాటికి ఇంకేం వేయలేదురా
వేయలేదు ఉద్దేశం
Hmm.
ఆ రోజు
Docker command, client, Docker daemon process and container ID. And see this. For the first we have to create the one file, and next that file we have to build, and once the build process was successfully done, next after that the image was created and successfully in that name is Docker image. Once the Docker images were successfully done, and moving on to run. Okay. Run purpose we have to use the Docker run. Run in the sense successfully, the container was successfully running. After that the Docker container was visible. Okay. How it's work? First, how it's work? The image define how container should be created or not with the purpose. Specific software components will be run ahead by configure. Once an image is run, become a Docker container. See, Docker image blueprint like that and read-only purpose we have to use. Docker container running the instance that image dynamic executable. Okay, and in this Docker we have to available the Docker images also. Guys, this process also we have to do that in work related, and this image also we have to do that. Okay, so first registry hub, in the sense this is a Docker hub account. Okay, all the images also available. Next, that image we have to take the pull. Okay, already I want to show here pull. So first we have to take the pull. Okay, first copy it, and next I want to pull. Next, once the image was successfully pull, and next we have to create the image. That image is successfully, like the Ubuntu image or Linux image, successfully created. Once the image was successfully created, next we have to run the container using the docker run command. Pulling purpose, docker pull command we have to use. Run purpose, docker run we have to use. And once we have to run the image, now particularly the container was created. Image instance is running and an app process. The container was successfully running. This is a one scenario. This is a completely pull related work. Okay, push related work. How to push related work? So first we have to create that. The registry of Docker images was available in Docker Hub. So how to push the Docker file available? So first we have to create the one Docker file, and the next the Docker file we have to build, and the next whatever the file we have to build, next we have to run the container. After that container is successfully ready, and after that even image was successfully ready, and this image we can push it into Docker Hub also. There are the two processes. One is you have to take the full image, another one is also you have to push. So మనం డాకర్ హబ్ అకౌంట్లో నుంచి ఇమేజ్ని పుల్ చేసి మనం కంటైనర్ కూడా క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. అండ్ అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం మనం ఒక డాకర్ ఫైల్ని క్రియేట్ చేసి దాని నుంచి వచ్చిన ఇమేజ్ని మనం డాకర్ హబ్కి కూడా పుష్ చేయొచ్చు. సో ఉన్న ఇమేజ్ని కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు, మనం యాజ్ యూజువల్గా కూడా పుష్ చేయొచ్చు. దెర్ ఆర్ ద టూ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్యాటర్న్స్. ఓకే, so Docker run, it uses to launching containers from images, specifying the runtime options and commands. Pull, container images from container registry. PS, PS in the sense like along with container, running containers and stop containers visibility purposes. Docker stop, complete the process was stopped. Start, we can start the process. Login, we can log in the Docker. Okay, so Docker is a very easy. First we have to use in this process. So first we have to take the Docker file and image and run. Okay, this process we have to discuss. Now I want to change my location. Now I want to take Singapore. In the Singapore region, any launch instance, instances. So today we have to discuss the Docker theoretical and we have to discuss the technical also. Okay, technical part also we have to discuss.